Nikki Bella has exposed some major plans that WWE is cooking up. In this video, we are going to hear what Nikki Bella had to say because she seems like she's always in the know. And as WrestleMania is upon us, Nikki Bella is not on the card, which is fine. But she has hinted at more WWE appearances, and those appearances could be leading to something major. Now, we know that Nikki Bella, she and her sister Brie really important to the um, ability to bridge the gap from outside world to WWE world. Obviously, their reality shows, Total Bellas, Total Divas, that was huge for the time, and it helped talent get over in a different way in front of a different audience, I believe, at a time where WWE wasn't necessarily taking their talent, female talent, that being very seriously. And we know the whole debacle with Evolution pay-per-view back in 2018. It was at a time where WWE was holding shows in Saudi Arabia and female talent were not allowed to work those shows. That changed later. And so at the time it was like, oh, well, there's this women's movement going on, and we have Ronda Rousey. We might as well do an all women's pay per view event, something which never ever happened before then. And obviously, that show was headlined by Ronda Rousey defending, I believe, it's the Raw Women's Championship at the time against Nikki Bella. Really, the true main event was Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch in a last woman standings match. Everybody and their dog knows it, and it absolutely crushed and stole the show. Now, there have been reports and rumors in recent weeks that WWE could be holding a Evolution 2. Now, this rumor comes about every year, sometimes multiple times a year, and talent are asked about it, or there's rumblings of, well, WWE is discussing it. Will it happen? Will it not happen? Now, Bodyslam.net, they first reported that WWE was planning to hold an Evolution pay per view this summer. They later then clarified it. They're looking at July 5th in the Mohegan Sun Casino and Resort. Russell Votes has come out and they've reported that yes, they've heard that as well. And I think other outlets have as well. And Russell Votes reported this week that an announcement is expected to be made this coming Monday. So be on the lookout for that. So, where does Nikki Bella fit into all this? Obviously, she has history to the event, but she also heavily alluded to the rumors that the all women's premium live event is on the table because on the recent episode of Nikki and Bree show, she talked about something, something big and something that's coming down the pike. She said there's going to be a really big announcement that people are going to be excited for in July, which I'm dying. You know what I'm talking about? Bree said no, and Nikki responded, July. When am I in? And Bree said, oh, yes. Do you have to wait until then? And Nikki responded, well, I'm sure. I don't know. She's alluding to evolution, right? Like, there's nothing else that she's going to be in that's that big in July. I mean, I could be wrong, but I probably doubt it. And especially on the hush hush, right? With an announcement coming down the pike. We're 3 months away from that event. And I see this being very interesting. I see it as look, WWE could have easily held an evolution 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how many up to this point. They have enough talent. But if you look at the 2025 roster, oh, they're loaded, right? Your Rhea Ripley's, your Liv Morgans, your Biancas, your Jade Cargills, your Tiffany's, your Charlottes. I'm sure Becky will be back in time for that. One of the things that I've seen going around on social media is like, well, can they get Ronda back? Look, Ronda crapped all over this company in her book and in interviews when it was coming out last year. More importantly, towards Bruce Pritchard, who's, by the way, is still there, and Vince McMahon, who is obviously gone from the company. Now, she did speak highly of Stephanie McMahon, who is in a non executive role these days, and Triple H is obviously leading the charge main roster wise. But she has two kids. She just gave birth, I think, a few months ago to her second child. I don't see her coming back. Um, Maybe one day for a Hall of Fame induction. I think she's certainly worthy of that. I think she put in the hard work. That first run was amazing, and obviously she and Nikki worked it. I think you look at the talent now and you go, yeah, they have plenty. They have enough talent to hold some serious, serious shows of like top tier, absolute main event, fire type talent working these shows, getting into big time positions in big time matches and making them count, right? So the idea of holding an Evolution 2 in 2025 with the talent that you have on Raw and SmackDown and NXT, that's a no-brainer. In my opinion, that is something in which it almost has to happen, and it's actually a crime that it hasn't happened up to this point. There's a reason why those rumors were going around. If you go back and you look at the card, which I'm about to break down, it was actually a very good card. It was filled with talent. It was supportive enough, right? So you had in the dark match or the pre-show, you had Rhea Ripley versus Dakota Kai for the NXT UK title. You had Trish Stratus and Lita teaming up against Mickie James and Alicia Fox. You had a 20-woman battle royale for a women's title, which was a title shot, which Nia Jax won. That was whatever. You had Toni Storm going over Io Shirai, aka Io Sky, to win the 2018 Mae Young Classic tournament. You had Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya going over the Riot Squad. You had Shayna Baszler going over Kairi Sane to win the NXT Women's title. That was a good one. You had Becky Lynch and Charlotte for the Women's SmackDown title in a last woman standing match go 30 minutes in the co-main. And then you had Ronda Rousey defeat Nikki to retain the Raw Women's title in about 14 minutes in a decent match. Like I said, you could have easily switched the co-main in the main event, but we all know the politics and everything like that. It's weird now thinking like they wouldn't put Charlotte Flair in the main event, but different time, different places, almost a decade ago, obviously. But it was like, all right, Ronda's their hottest female star. Becky Lynch is over, but she's not over to the point that she was in later 2018, early 2019. She was just starting to make her climb. She was just starting to get her momentum. And Nikki Bella is their girl at the time. She's doing all these outside reality shows, and so I get the decision made. I'm all for the option, the ability, the decision to do an Evolution 2. I think the women have earned it, and like I said, I think the talent pool is there enough to be able to pull it off. Will it be a great show? I don't know. It's like no one knows that, but it's worthy. It's justifiable, and they're doing. WrestleVotes also reported that like June 28th, they're doing Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. You come back July 5th, you do this pay-per-view event, and then the following week you have Saturday night's main event. That is the night of AEW All In. So like you have like a 3-week run of just like big time show after big time show. And they're all different, right? Like you have the Saudi show, and that is what it is. Every title will be on the line, most likely. You have a women's all women's pay-per-view event, love it. And then Saturday night's main event, you get the nostalgia. So they're running a lot of shows, but they're all different. And I think that's all you can ask for.